Alright guys, so in the previous video I went over just real quick and briefly about my next project. Basically what it's going to be is it's going to be a HK G3K, which is a rifle that's on the same basic platform as the MP5. It's a delayed roller blowback 308, and it's 308 7.62 NATO with a 12.69 inch barrel. So far all I have for it currently is the receiver, so let's take a quick look at that. I got this from Brethren Armament, who makes the PTR series of rifles. So you can see right here, let's get focused, PTR Industries. 308 has the PTR logo on the other side as well. And really I'm pretty impressed with how this thing's built. Pretty nice thick metal. The welds are all pretty clean. They ground them down slightly to where they're pretty much flush. The mag release block and everything is welded in. Comes like that. And then also the lower, where it attaches with the two pins, is welded in as well. And then you also have the rear sight block that is welded on, and it all looks very clean. So I'm pretty happy with that right now, and really what I wanted to do in this video is just go over what my next plans are for the build. So on one of the forums I'm on here, I basically just have a long list of all the parts I want in order to build this, and that's basically this right here is my parts list of what I'm going to get. And I also have a few tabs pulled up on this other computer that we can take a quick look at. So basically the next thing that I'm purchasing is going to be this Fleming Firearms Hk Ar. I think they went out of business because I bought this receiver probably 7 or 8 months ago, and Fleming's website was still working, but right now it is not, and there haven't been any updates on their Facebook in some time. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is buy one off of Arms List or Gun Broker or something. But basically what this lower does is it comes clipped and pinned right there, and then it accepts the AR grips, so you can have HK lower with a AR ergonomics and AR grip of your choosing. So that will probably be my next purchase here in the next few weeks. And then to go along with that, I'm going to get a 4.5 pound trigger, which comes from HK parts. Most of the parts that I'm looking at getting are going to come from HK parts because they have everything you need to do this build. So focus all the way. Yeah. So those will be my two next purchases, most likely, unless I decide to go with the trunnion next. So I'm not sure if I'm going to buy a parts kit and just scavenge it for the parts I need. That's what I did on my AK build, but I ended up using maybe 10 or 20% of what I bought. It may be more cost effective on this gun though, because I mean this individual part right here is 75 bucks. But if I do buy a parts kit, then obviously I won't be buying this, but I'll still need a barrel. So the G3K barrel I'd be getting from HK parts as well, and I would possibly, depending on if I get a parts kit or not, I will need a bolt carrier group. So basically what I'm looking to do is get all the parts together I need for the internals of the receiver, so I can get everything put on the receiver that that needs to be welded or anything like that. So I'd have, you know, a barrel, a trunnion, bolt carrier group, and a lower. So that would give me most of the parts of my gun, you know, minus the hand guard and all the other little bits and pieces like pins and the uh, butt stock and the guide rods and all that stuff. It would give me most of what I need in order to get it welded. I personally don't do any welding, but I will be sending it out for that. There's a local company here in St. Louis. It's called C&S Metalworks, and basically they are a huge company as far as, you know, manufacturing NFA firearms. They do a ton of firearms. They actually specialize in HKs, and they're right in my backyard. So that's who will be doing the welding and things that I can't do because I currently can't weld. I am looking to get into welding, but right now I don't trust myself enough to weld a firearm together. So AKs are a little more simple. You know, you just rivet it together, make sure head spacing's good, everything's good to go there. But when it comes to welding, you know, a piece of 1/8 inch, not even, maybe a 1/16 inch thick sheet metal to a piece of metal that is, you know, if you look at it here, that's a pretty thick piece of metal, and welding two very different thickness metals together is not the easiest thing to do. And me not even welding currently, I wouldn't trust myself doing that. So that's basically where I'm at on this build. There will be tons more videos coming out as I get more parts and start getting everything put together. But that's where it's at right now. Pretty much just at the beginning and haven't had really much time for this project. So hopefully I can take it off the back burner now and get it rolling. But here's my parts list once again. Get focus. So basically we got, I have the receiver, barrel, the forearm I'm going to be using a Primary Weapon Systems muzzle brake, the G3A3 retractable stock, which is the short one that basically goes all the way up the receiver. It's a very thin stock that collapses. Then I'll get the obviously the cocking tube and the lever, possibly the parts kits, some tools like the barrel pin fixture jig if I decide to do that, or if I'll have C&S Metalworks do that. I don't know. The receiver wrench, barrel pin fixture, the HK AR lower, that 308 trigger pack that I already showed you, extended cocking handle, cocking tube, hanger cap, all the pins, so for the stock and for the cocking handle. I will possibly get a deflector shield that goes on the port right here, so it doesn't nick this up too bad, but really I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. The ambi safety from Fleming Firearms, that might be a little bit hard to find since I can't seem to get in contact with them anymore. And also the scope mount and a mag release, and that's really most of what I'm going to need. There might be a few ins and outs that I'm missing, but that's really where I'm at for now. So this is just a quick update video before I start gathering all the parts together, and I'll be doing individual videos on parts that I get. So just stay tuned, and we'll be making a good build video here, and we'll see what the end product turns out like. Thanks guys.